I'm in Holdenville, Oklahoma, which we're about an hour and a half away from the Cross Timbers Bison Ranch. Here, as you can tell, there are lots of bison here. This is the other Charles Addington Ranch, like I said, located in Holdenville, Oklahoma. We're not in West Texas this time, we're in eastern Oklahoma. It's a little bit different here. There's a little bit more rain here, and there's a lot more bison here. So we've got over 200 bison here, I'm pretty sure. I don't know the exact number, but we've got a lot of bison to work, as you can see. We've got a long day ahead of us of working these bison. I'm really excited. It's fun to go to these ranches and see different people and see different animals in a different place and different handling facilities. Got a lot to learn today. Try to pick up as much as I can. I'm just ready to work for Charles and try to make a good video for him and the bison world right here in Holdenville, Oklahoma. Time to get to work, guys. So as you can tell, this landscape, this environment is way different than it was in West Texas. And actually, this is in eastern Oklahoma, where there's actually a lot of woods in eastern Oklahoma the further east you go. However, there's this small area wherever this ranch is located where there's a big open area, and that's the way Oklahoma is. The further west you go, the more it opens up. The further east you go, you run into the hardwoods of eastern Oklahoma. You run into the hardwood forest. So this is kind of this neat, pretty pocket out here where there's a lot of open country, and it's pretty neat out here. It's really pretty. It's a lot different. There's a lot of grass here on this property. Every farm, every ranch, no matter where it is, always runs into their own problems. They always have issues. There's no perfect farm. There's no perfect ranch out there. It doesn't matter what type of livestock or any animals that you raise or just crops that you grow. But from West Texas, obviously they're dealing with no rainfall. They're having to irrigate most of their property so that the bison can have good grazing grounds. Here, you don't have to irrigate. This area gets 20 more inches of rain in this part of Oklahoma than they do in West Texas. 20 more inches of rain here, and it's about a 6-hour drive difference between West Texas and Holdenville. I'm only an hour and a half away from where my farm is to this farm, and it's not much different. There's a lot of grass here. There's a lot of grass for our bison, but one of the problems that we do face is parasites and worms. Because we do have a lot of rainfall in this part of Oklahoma, it can be Kansas, can be Missouri, a lot of these southern or southeastern states that do get a lot of rainfall. What comes with that, there's a lot of good things, a lot of positive things about having good rainfall, and that's very beneficial. However, there's a lot of bad things that come with it, and one of those bad things is called parasites and worms. Animals, it doesn't matter what animal that you raise, you're gonna have issues with worms, and you're gonna have issues with parasites if you are in part of these southern states. Now up in the north, I don't think they deal with worms as much. I don't think they deal with parasites near as bad. But here, that's one of the things that we have to control. And a lot of you are wondering, why do we have to work the bison? Why don't we have to run them through these squeeze chutes and vaccinate them and worm them? Guys, because if we didn't, or if these people didn't, or any bison rancher didn't in the southern states, we'd have a lot of issues. You'd have a lot of dead bison, and then you'd be really questioning our intentions and what we're doing. You have to work these animals twice a year in southern Oklahoma in the south. You've got to worm them in the fall, and you got to worm them in the spring, because there's different parasites that exist wherever they roam and wherever they graze or live. And these are just conditions you have to deal with. Every ranch or every farm has their own problems, but that's what we face here in Oklahoma and that's why we have to take care of these animals, and that's why we have to work them twice a year. Just another day of bison ranching. Not on my ranch though. This is fun.